live in Burma may enjoy the benefits of both freedom and security. In the immediate term, we also need humanitarian support for the many peoples in the north and west, largely women and children who have been forced to flee their homes. As the long history of the United Kingdom shows clearly, people never lose their need to preserve their national or ethnic identity. This is something which goes beyond, which supersedes economic development. And that is why I hope that in working for Burma's national reconciliation, the international community will recognize that it is political dialogue and political settlement which must be given precedence over short-term economic development. If differences remain unresolved, if basic aspirations remain unfulfilled, there cannot be an adequate foundation for sustainable development of any kind, economic, social, or political. Britain has for so long, under successive governments, including the present Conservative Liberal Democratic coalition and the previous Labour government, been a staunch and unshakable supporter of aid efforts in Burma. I hope you can continue to help our country through targeted and coordinated development assistance. Britain has been until now the largest bilateral donor to Burma. It is in education in particular that I hope the British can play a major role. We need short-term results so that our people may see that democratization has a tangible, positive impact on their lives. Vocational training and creation of employment opportunities to help address Burma's chronic youth unemployment are particularly important. Longer term, Burma's education system is desperately weak. Reform is needed, not just of schools and the curriculum and the training of teachers, but also of our attitude to education, which at present is too narrow and rigid. I hope also that British businesses can play a role in supporting the democratic reform process through what I have termed democracy-friendly investment. By this, I mean investment that prioritizes transparency, accountability, workers' rights, and environmental sustainability. Investment, particularly in labor-intensive sectors, when carried out responsibly and with positive intent, can offer real benefits to our people. One test will be whether new players will benefit from the investment coming in. Britain has played an important role in facilitating the forthcoming visit next month of the Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative Secretariat. I hope this will be the start of many similar initiatives in the months ahead. It was through learning while at Oxford about two great British leaders, Gladstone and Disraeli, that I first developed my understanding of parliamentary democracy. I learned the basics, that one accepts the decision of the voters, that the governing power is gained and relinquished in accordance with the desires of the electorate. That is the system which goes on, and that ultimately everyone gets another chance. These are things taken for granted here in Britain. But in 1990 in Burma, the winner of the elections, the NLD, was never allowed even to convene parliament. I hope that we can leave such days behind us, and that as we look forward to the future, it will be the will of the people that is reflected faithfully in Burma's changing political landscape. This journey out of Burma has not been a sentimental pilgrimage to the past, but an exploration of the new opportunities at hand for the people of Burma. I have been struck throughout my trip by how extraordinarily warm-hearted and open the world has been to us. To experience this firsthand, after so long physically separated from this world, has been very moving. Countries that geographically are distant have shown that they are close to Burma in what really matters. They are close to the aspirations of the people of Burma. We are brought into proximity through our shared values, and no geographical distance, no human-made barriers can stand in our way. During the years of my house arrest, it was not just the BBC and other broadcasting stations that kept me in touch with the world outside. It was the music of Mozart and Ravi Shankar and the biographies of men and women of different races and religions that convinced me I would never be alone in my struggle. The prizes and honors I received were not so much a personal tribute as a recognition of the basic humanity that unites one isolated person to the rest of the world. During our dark days in the 1990s, a friend sent me a poem by Arthur Hugh Clough. It begins, I think many of you will know it, "Say not the struggle naught availeth." I understand that Winston Churchill, one of the greatest parliamentarians the world has known, used this poem himself as a plea for the United States of America to step in against Nazi Germany. Today, I want to make a rather different point, that we can work together, combining political wisdom from East and West to bring the light of democratic values to all peoples in Burma and beyond. I will just read the final verse. I was advised that the whole poem was far too long. And not by eastern windows only, when daylight comes in the light. In front, the sun climbs slow, how slowly, but westward look, the land is bright. I would like to emphasize, in conclusion, that this is the most important time for Burma, that this is the moment of our greatest need, and so I would ask that our friends, both here in Britain and beyond, participate and support Burma's efforts towards the establishment of a truly democratic and just society. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to address the members of one of the oldest democratic institutions in the world. Thank you for letting me into your midst. My country has not yet entered the ranks of truly democratic societies, but I am confident that we will get there before too long with your help. Thank you.
On behalf of the House of Lords and everyone here today, may I express our collective and heartfelt thanks for your inspiring words. We all espouse freedom and democracy, but few of us are called upon to pay for and uphold these principles by spending 15 years in detention. Your presence here today is a testament to your courageous approach of steadfast non-violence and reason in the face of an oppressive, powerful, and determined regime. Your struggle has reverberated around the world. It has forcibly reminded us that free and fair elections, a free press, an independent judiciary, and the institutions of civil society are the cornerstones of democracy and individual freedom. We take these freedoms for granted at our peril. Democracy is never won once and forever. It is a process requiring constant vigilance. Today, you've reminded us of the struggle that must continue in Burma and elsewhere. In post-war Europe, we have seen that it is possible for countries to make the transition from totalitarianism to democracy, and I trust that this will give you hope and encouragement for the journey ahead. Your stand against repression has been at the heart of the National League for Democracy's struggle. I'm sure that at times during your long campaign, you must have felt unbearably lonely, though as you yourself have said, the Nobel Peace Prize allowed you to feel part of the international community. And indeed, through you, your people and your country were always in our minds. Now, together, we must use this occasion of your address to fellow parliamentarians to renew our own determination to be part of the struggle for liberty, whenever and wherever it arises. Thank you.